Hey, all Caps fans, welcome to episode number 2 of the Weekly Spotlight. And this time I'm joined by head coach and GM Tyson Ramsey. Tyson, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Blake.
Tyson, the first question I have for you is most of the guys have returned to the ice now at Tundra Oil and Gas Place. How's that been? And it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, it's been really good. It was an exciting day today for sure to have all our guys back from last year, and had a really good week last week with obviously we have some school guys here that started school last week and go on the ice with them a little bit and doing some skill stuff, and then today getting our returning guys trickling back in and getting them back into their billets and preparing the weekend is certainly exciting.
Obviously, there was some concern that there might not be a season, but obviously there is going to be a season. October 9th is the start date. It's a 40-game season. As a head coach, what are the challenges that come along with that?
Well, I think it's just, it's going to look a little different, right? It's, you're going to play teams a lot of times in a row, and I'm looking forward to it, really. It's, it's going to be almost, and I think Brett mentioned the same thing when you chatted with him last week, that, it's going to be like some mini playoff series, and so that's going to be exciting. Playing teams a number of times in a row is going to create some, animosity and some good rivalries, and, I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll mention like some adjustments, not much weekday games, a lot of weekend games, obviously a lot of home and homes. That's got to be fun for the players, huh?
Yeah, I think it's going to be, it's almost like a university schedule a little bit where we're going to have a lot of practice time and a lot more practice time than we're used to. So, that'll be good. A lot of time to work on some different things and spend a little bit more time and get into some detail on some things that, typically we're doing mostly by video.
You mentioned that you got 17 guys returning. How big is that when you have most of the team from last year returning this year?
Yeah, obviously, we're excited about that. We, it's an unusual year, I guess, so to speak, in the fact that we've got so many bodies returning and so many guys that are excited to be here and be an oil cap. And so, we're looking forward to those guys taking the next step. And, certainly if you look at our forward group, with a number of 20-year-olds there five of them up front. And so, they're going to be relied upon. They were big parts of our team last year. And so we're looking for those guys to take the next step and go to the next level. And then our defense group was a young group last year that really we felt took a lot of strides and we thought was one of the better, young groups of defense in the league. And so obviously, same as the group up front, we're looking for them to take some steps forward and be better. And, we're excited about our group and obviously in goal to have a 19-year-old come back in Kyle Cosma that, spent his first year in junior hockey here last year. And we thought, he did some real good things. And so looking for him to, with the other guys, take that next step and show that, he's ready to handle the bulk of the load.
You mentioned 5 of the 6 in your top 6, but I want to ask you about a guy, Rue Bazin. What can he bring to this team?
Yeah, Rue's a guy that, we're sure excited about. We had him here last year and, he was here. He was our final cut. We just thought at the end of the day it would be best for him to go back to midget as a 16-year-old, and certainly we felt that was the right decision. He played a ton on a good team, and unfortunate that they couldn't finish and meet Southwest in the final there to see where they could have gone. But he was a big part of that team and the guy that even last year we felt could play at this level, and obviously he's gotten that much bigger and stronger and faster, and we're looking forward to him, stepping into our lineup and contributing right away.
Let's take me back to your playing days. You spent 4 years in Winkler with the Flyers, and then you went on to play 4 years at Brandon University. What do you remember from your playing days in the MJHL and in college?
Yeah, it's the MJ was a pile of fun. It was quite a bit of a different game then than it is now. These guys are so much faster and more skilled. I would say it was more physical and it was a different style of hockey back then. But certainly it's brings back a lot of memories walking into Winkler's rink because it's the same rink that was there when I played. And, for the first time last year, stepping in there, it was brought back a lot of fond memories. And the league was good. There was some good players and a lot of guys that went on and played higher levels of hockey. And I don't regret 1 minute that I spent in Winkler with the Flyers. So and then at BU, it was I met some of some real good friends at BU. It was a situation where I wasn't really sure what I was going to do after junior, and was recruited by Tom Skinner, who was the athletic director and head coach of the hockey team at the time. And so I decided I had nothing else, going on. I had attended school a little bit at U of M, but certainly wasn't stuck into anything there. And so I decided to give it a try, and I'm certainly glad I did. I ended up, my wife ended up coming with me, and my girlfriend at the time, but and we ended up spending 20 plus years in Brandon, and our two girls were born there, and nothing but fond memories of my time at BU, and some of my best friends were guys that I made acquaintances with at BU.
You mentioned the big difference in playing styles from back then to now. Besides speed and skill and obviously physicality, what else do you think has changed so much in the game of hockey over the last 10, 15 years?
Well, I think the players are in better shape. I think, you watch these kids from a young age, start to see trainers and do stuff in the off season and right or wrong, we can debate that all day. It's, I certainly like to see a well-rounded athlete and kids that have other stuff going on and do other sports in the summertime and in the off season. But the reality is these kids are doing hockey year round. And so, I think just the skill and the speed and the shape that these kids are in and the younger they are, the stronger, they seem to be. I just think there's a lot of things that they're doing now that kids didn't do, when I was growing up.
Now let's talk about your coaching days. How long after your playing days did you kind of see yourself as a possible head coach?
I don't know if I ever saw myself as a head coach. I kind of fell into it really. One of our assistant coaches on Brandon University's team was Brad Wells from Brandon, and Brad. He spent some time coaching the Wheat Kings, and at that time he was coaching his son's Pee Wee team. And so, when I was done playing at BU, it was just I ended up staying in Brandon and teaching there. And so, he had called me up and asked me if I'd come out and give him a hand, and it was something I really, really loved. It was, you see, I'm a teacher by trade, and so I knew a little bit about how rewarding it is to teach kids something and see them progress and get better at something. And so, I just kind of fell in love with it there. And then, after I was done that, a good friend of mine to this day, Ken Schneider, was coaching a AAA Bantam team in Brandon and asked me if I wanted to help. And so we did that together for a year. And it was just something that you really took the place of playing. You when you're a player, you have, that drive and the competitiveness, and that's what you miss. When you leave the game as a player, you miss being competitive like that every day. And coaching is something that I find that replaces that a little bit. So Ken and I, coached that Bantam team together, and then he went on to be the head coach of the AAA midget team in Brandon. And so I kind of followed him along there. And when he left the midget program, I took over as head coach and spent 4 years there as head coach, and really happy to be part of such a great program and learned a lot and works with some great people. And then I was fortunate enough to get on as an assistant coach, first as a scout while I was with the midget team in Brandon, a scout for the Oil Capitals, and then fortunate enough to become a head coach and start to be involved in the program here.
What do you think the biggest difference is from coaching midget AAA to now coaching in the Manitoba Junior Hockey League?
Well, just it's just a level up. It's guys are, I use those three things. They're kind of cliche, but guys are bigger, stronger, faster, and there's players that are have goals. I think at the AAA midget level, guys obviously have goals of playing at a higher level, but they're maybe unsure at that time what that's going to be. And I think for some of these kids that we coach here and at the junior A level, they they've got some real aspirations of attending school or some of them moving on to the Western Hockey League. And so it's just the drive and the determination and the passion of some of these players is something that inspires me. And I really admire the guys that are willing to to do what it takes to play at this level, and because it's not easy, and I'm really enjoying myself.
With the way everything happened last March with the playoffs shutting down, and obviously you got lots of guys returning this year from that team last year, is there a sense of that there's some unfinished business heading into this year?
Yeah, I think so. For us and for a number of the other teams in the league where they got left off too, and I think for our guys, they do have a real sense of there's something unfinished. You look at a guy, some of our 20-year-olds. You look at a guy like Jack Einerson, who's it'll be his 4th year in the league, and Jack, I really felt took a step last year in the right direction, and really started to develop some confidence and some finish to his game, and he was one of the ones that was the most disappointed that the season ended. They all were, but some were starting to play some of the best hockey of their careers, and so to have that come to an end was hard on them, and so they're super excited to get back here and find that form again.
Thanks, Tyson. I just want to wish you best of luck this upcoming season, and thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks, Blake. Appreciate it.